Hey guys, it's Barrett with the Gimping Camper. We're here today at Yarberry Peninsula Campground. Yarberry Peninsula Campground is a Vista Recreation Campground, which was formerly known as CampRRM. I'm not sure what kind of changes took place there, but that is on their website now. So this campground is a TVA partnership as well that is on Fort Loudoun Lake, which is just outside of Knoxville, Tennessee. The sites are overall large and fairly level for the most part. All the sites here have 50, 30, 20 amp service. There is no sewer, but they do have a dump station available, and they also have a honeywagon that will come dump your tanks for you with 24 hours notice for a charge of $20, which isn't bad if you're going to be here for a long time. There is also a standard picnic table and fire ring at every campsite, just like normal. At many sites there is waterfront access. Some of this waterfront access is kind of down a slope to the water, where some of it is easier to get in and out of, but a lot of the sites do have good waterfront easy access. A lot of the sites do have a good amount of space between them, but some of them are a little bit tighter than others. The most notable of these sites that are pretty crammed together are going to be the waterfront sites between 79 and 95. So 79 to 95, those are just a little too for me. So I would personally avoid this area. Also on the map, sites 41 to 65 look like they're on the water, but there are some trees. That's where we are here. And you know, there's not a lot of shade in these areas, but these trees and vegetations are between you and the water, and there's about a 20 to 30 foot drop down to the water as well. Now on their map, I will say they did a good job at color coding these sites, and they do say that they are not waterfront sites. So let's talk about some amenities here at Yarberry. The amenities at Yarberry include individual bathrooms that are like the family style with a more privacy, that are climate controlled individually with both heat and air for round the year comfort, because this campground is open all year long. So in the summer you're going to have the air conditioning in there, in the winter you're going to have some heat. They do offer rentals here, from kayaks to pedal boats to canoes to pontoon boats. There are also boat slips and jet ski slips available for rent if you got your own water toys you're going to bring with you. There are plenty open fields around here for the kids to run around and play in. There is even a basketball set up down near the beach, as well as there's a volleyball net. One of the best features of this campground though, especially when it's real hot like this in the summertime, is definitely going to be the beach area. It was really relaxing to hang out with my daughter and just cool off in the water. The water was nice and cool. It wasn't that murky, like warm water that you get sometimes in the middle of summer around here. The only complaint to the beach area is that it's a little bit far away from a lot of the camper areas, but it is close to the tent sites, which I'll say their tent sites are primitive, but they are in a good shaded area, and they're right there next to the beach. They only have 2 or 3 of those as well. And I think that if you're out here in this summer heat with the tent, you deserve to be right by the beach. Now let's talk about cell service. Now, you know, we're close to Knoxville, so you'd expect it to be good. Cell service is great here. I've had full bars and 5G most of the time. With my FirstNet, I got a download speed of 71 just on my phone, but when I fired up the Instant Connect that we're doing a video for, it's an antenna that goes on the roof of the camper, I got blazing fast internet speeds at a download of 126. On my wife's Verizon phone, we also got a pretty fast internet speed of 88 download as well. So this would be a great place to go if you had to do some work and work over the internet. So let's talk about some of our favorite sites. As far as the general flow of the campground, the majority of the sites are going to be large enough not to have to worry about your rig size. We fit our rig, 2 cars here. I could have had probably 2 more cars and another 10 foot on my rig and not had an issue at all. I will say just in general that the lower numbered sites, they're going to be great and shaded, and some of the best waterfront sites are going to be in those lower numbers as well. The loops with the higher numbers, you're going to not have as much shade. There's going to be some random trees, but like right through here where we are on the back loop, there's some trees back here, but as far as shading of the site, you don't really get any. The first sites that I'm going to talk about are going to be on a small peninsula in the lower loops. There's 3 sites that are all to themselves. If you're able to get those sites, they're going to get reserved quick, so it's going to be hard. But if you get those sites with some friends, you're going to be guaranteed to have a great time. In the 3 sites there, the number 1 that I'm going to pick is site 20, then 19, and then 18. Now after those, I would personally pick site 40. Site 40 is going to be a huge site that has a gradual slope down to the water, but it's not bad, it's easy to get in and out of. The only negative aspect is that there's a boat dock right near your camper. I also want to say that sites 11 through 17 are also pretty nice, but they're a little bit closer together and there's a little bit more slope down to the water. So after that, I would pick site 77. There's a large open area next to this site, so you have a feel like you're not all crammed in, even though that's closer to where I said all the congestion was. And then I'm going to pick site 67. At 67, you're on your own little private peninsula there, but I will say that the site's a little bit nose high, and it's a little bit more of a slope getting in and out of there. And if you have anything over like a 25-foot camper, you might have a hard time getting level there. The next site that I would prefer is site 75. Now 75 is going to be the site that's on the other side of that open area that I was talking about at 77, but it's a little bit further down the list because it is a little bit more of a slope getting down to the water. Then I'm going to say site 69, 71, 65. Now there's a lot of space at 65 and it has great water views. Site 79, site 87. This is one of the areas that I said was going to be really crowded, but it's kind of set off back to itself and you got a lot of good waterfront there. But be aware that the waterfront is kind of steep going down out of the camper, and there are large rocks and boulders that kind of build that side up around there. The only sites that I would avoid in particularly are going to be the really crowded ones that we talked about already. And those are going to be from sites 79 to 95 on the waterfront side there. With only the 1 or 2 exceptions, those are just crammed way too close together. But hey, if you like your neighbors and you don't mind being close to people, then it's probably going to work out okay. So guys, this is Yarberry. I'm just going to show you some more of our adventure here. Thanks for hanging out with us, and we'll talk to you on our next adventure.
Do not forget to hit that subscribe button.